Alrighty then. It's the trip home. We're just leaving Umberto's. It's where I normally do my dinner. I'm going to go a longer way home today, so that maybe, hopefully the sun's not too bright that you can see everything you want to see, or would like to see, whatever. But it'll be a little bit longer of a trip going home than it was coming to work that morning. Buongiorno, everybody. Jim's your tour guide today. We're driving through Marinai, the government housing that I was telling you about the other day, about with all the kids and going in and out of everybody's houses without knocking and stuff and so forth and so on. It reminds me a lot of the days when I was, somebody moving in there, the days when I was active duty military, when I lived in quarters. You know, everybody was everybody's best friend. To their faces and to their backs, everybody talked about everybody. So anyway, it's about another 20-minute drive home, but we'll probably make it 30, 35, maybe even 40 today, because I'm going to take you through a little area that I think that you'll be fascinated with. I hope you will anyway, especially if you're a type person that doesn't like tight quarters and stuff like that. So, I guess for a few minutes here we can just sit back and enjoy the ride. And today I do have a little music on, but last time I had music on this thing, YouTube wouldn't publish it, so probably I'll turn it off. I don't know. But anyway, once I get out on the road, I'm going to go on Major Highway today, 417. I'm going to go on that. And on both sides there's quite a few relics and things like that that may perk your interest a little bit. You can say at least you was there the way you're there. So here we go. Picture in my mind the Allies and the Nazis in these fields over here on your right hand side. I can just picture that in my mind of that happening. I got to do a sneaky here, so I got to be cool and watch myself. Don't try this at home, okay? But as I was saying the other day, the locals that you'll talk to here, the older ones that knows the area, there are actually airplane stuff and tanks and things like that that were left in, either the planes crashed there or whatever the case might be, and the tanks were blowed up there or whatever. They were left there. And they kept them as a reminder, and I guess that's a good thing. I haven't been able to get to a field yet that's got those, but I know they're there. And if I'm lucky enough, I'll turn this radio off. If I'm lucky enough before I leave here, I'll get there. We were on this road the other morning coming in, because I showed you the the umbrella girls. And I did get a comment on Facebook from one of my friends about that. Yeah, you don't know that firsthand, do you? And honestly, I promise you, I do not know that firsthand, and will not know that firsthand when I leave here. I don't know how wide angle this lens is, but the mountain, the volcano is actually over on the left hand side. But the way the cloud cover is, you can't see her. She's hidden. have that a lot here. I mean, days that you say, "Where's the mountain?" You can't see it because of the cloud cover. It's a whopping 82 degrees today. Relatively mellow. We did have a rainy weekend. It rained pretty hard down here in the valley. Up where I'm at, it didn't do anything until late yesterday, and last night we had a storm, and it actually I lost my computer. I lost my computer, my internet, not the computer, but the internet. And I'm going home hoping that I've got it back today, because as I went to bed last night, all the lights were still blinking on the box. When somebody in your lane coming past somebody, and they will push it to the bitter end. I wouldn't know, because I've never tried that. Let's see here. All my friends that's got horses, yeah, right here to your, on your left hand side, you'll see that ugly looking building. That's actually a horse stable. That's typical for where they put their horses. Yeah, that's it right there. See the fields up there? That's got the vineyards and stuff. Got some new ones they just put out there in the middle there, where it's all the little white looking flags. See that sign says Catania. Now, Catania is the main town here. There's a lot of, everything is a suburb of Catania. You got Mota, which we're going to go through Mota here in a few minutes. Mota is where probably 65 to 70% of your civilian workers for NAS 1 and NAS 2, that's the area they live in. And those people live there, most of them are in their apartments. They're not single family dwellings. And you noticed, see the building up on the left hand side up there on top of the hill? I can't believe that's not a leftover from the days of Hitler. But there's look, an umbrella girl. Two of them. she had bozo hair. Oh well, enough of that. Most people here seem like, from what I can gather in this particular area here, most people live in multiple family homes, i.e. apartments, and like mine, they consider it a duplex, because actually it's a triplex if you come to think about it. But there's a family lives to my left of me, and there is an apartment that's on top of me. Nobody lives in the guy comes there once in a while, but he has the apartment up there, but he doesn't live in it. But I don't know why, don't care. But I'm glad, because I don't have to put up with any noise from up top. And my neighbor, of course, he's an 80-year-old dentist, and but he does have a grandchild daughter that lives with him, and I think one of his daughters may live with him still a little bit too, off and on. But they don't. Every once in a while, you might hear what is her name, Rihanna, or one of those girl groups or girl singers that's on that you'll hear. See, now we're actually going back the opposite way we were just coming. I just turned, made a like a U-turn, but I'm on a road on the other side of the main highway. And you see the growth, how the growth is up on the side of the road. Now, unlike America, occasionally the State Department will come out and mow it down. And in a lot of states, they don't even do that anymore. I mean, I remember coming up in Kentucky, that was always cut down. It's pretty blue looking. Shoot, now you drive along, it looks just like it's right here. Now, occasionally they'll mow it in the States, but probably 50% of the time here, well, maybe not that much. You do see them out there with weed eaters, but a lot of these roads on the side with all this stuff growing like this, they burn it. They'll set it on fire and just burn it down. It seems to work for them. There's a tree that's on this one road that I see every other day, and when I first got there, I said, I wonder if lightning struck that tree. It's all burnt and stuff. One day I drove down through there, and they had, and like a fool, I drove through it. They set all the stuff on the side of the road on fire, and I said, well, I got to get home, so I drove on through this real thick cloud of smoke. I couldn't see once I got in it, but I knew where the road was, so when I got out the other side of the smoke, there was a car waiting to get out of the way, so I was lucky, I guess. Like I say, it was stupid. But they burn it down a lot. You don't see many fire trucks. I don't know where they're hidden, but I haven't seen a half dozen fire trucks since I've been here, and I saw one group of them because when some of you guys that follow me on Facebook, when I had Harley was my golden blue macaw. Well, when I sold her to this lady down in Augusta, the second day after she had her, the girl's mother or father, one or the other, left either the windows open or the door open or something open, and they let her out of the cage, because I never kept her in a cage except at night, but they let her out of the cage. But I always had a tether on her, and I had that tether hooked to the cage. If she wasn't with me, I'd always have it hooked to the cage. That way when she took off, she'd fly into that tether, and that tether would be hooked to that cage, and she couldn't go any farther. She'd realize it, and she'd just land. Well, they didn't do that. They thought it was cruel. Yeah. They called me crying, Jim, Harley's flew away. Can you come help? And I said, yeah, I'll be down after work. And I got down there. I took Alfio. We went down there. I was down there for 3 hours with that woman. Harley was in this tree, 50 feet up. Look at that castle up on the hill, guys. She was 50 feet up in this tree, and the wind was blowing, and that tree was whipping, and there was a gaggle of people down there yelling at her and banging and stuff. I said, that bird ain't coming down. She's scared to death. But that's when I saw the fire department. She brought the fire department down there with a ladder truck, and it was like a circus. These clowns got in this bucket on this ladder, shot it up in the tree, and about the time they got to where she was at, she took off flying. She was a pretty bird flying, buddy. She looked like she was out of the movie Rio. But they did that to her in 2 different trees, and they never did catch her. Last time we saw her, she was headed for the med, buddy. Her wings was flapping. They found her 2 days later. I told her she'll come home when she gets hungry. She'll go somewhere close by. And sure enough, a couple days later, she was on a rooftop of one of the neighbors, and the girl got a lift and got her out. Anyway, this is one of the smaller side roads here I'm going to. I'm going towards Moda, and this guy's going to turn in front of me. No, they waited. But that castle, if you'll see it once we get around the corner a little bit. It looks, all them houses are all on top of each other. But I've been told that the castle is vacated. There's nobody lives in it. But it's such a pretty sight, and that's the same one when I brought you to work, and I told you, look at that castle over on that mountain over there. That's it. We're going the other way. We're on the other side, and it's really a neat looking thing. It kind of reminds me of the Mel Gibson movie when what is it? I can't think of the name of them. But anyway, he got that truck and hooked that cable to it and kept yanking it until he pulled a building down and they come falling off the cliff. You know the movie. Text it to me. Tell me what it is. See, right through here, some single houses though. That's a garage there, but there are a few houses out through here. But when you get in town, they're all together. The guy I work with, they got one garage in his house with 3 apartments. There it is, City Castle. Anyway, they put 3 cars in this one garage. And in America, you would be lucky to get 1 car in it. They put 3 cars in this garage, and the guy's got a motorcycle on there too. It's just funny. I mean, it's funny as Hogan's Goat. It looks like the clown car, you know. The littler it is, the more they put in it. There it is. That is Mota. M-O-T-T-A, Mota. You can go anywhere around through there and go to these places. You can take yourself a water bottle, if that's the only thing you got,